everybody, I'm Sunshine Flying, you can call me Tia, and welcome to yet another Renovation Wednesday video. I am so excited about this one. I had so much fun doing it, and I can't wait for you to see it. It is the other apartment in the Hakim House apartments in San Myshuno, and one of the things I tried to do in this one, aside from making sure that all of the bedrooms and stuff had windows, is I also played around with some new design stuff that I haven't done in the past. So you can see here I've got some angles going on, lots of angles. Some of them will change, some of them will not. And really I just wanted to try some new stuff, make this place feel cozy, bright, open, and yeah, so I'm curious what you all think of this series, by the way, too, the Renovation Wednesdays. I'm having so much fun with it, and I think right now I'm just going to stick to San Myshuno, but if you have ideas for what I could do next, or if there are certain things that you want to see renovated that I haven't done yet, please do let me know in the comments. I've learned that I stick to the same like 2 or 3 worlds, and so sometimes there are just like lots or homes that need renovation that they just completely slip my mind or I just don't know about. So I would love to hear if you have any ideas, any lots that you think need a massive makeover. One of the lots I am planning to make over eventually is the museum in Del Sol Valley. If you watch Little Simsy, I'm pretty sure everybody does, you'll know that she had a whole like thing where she renovated it, made it smaller, but really thanks to her we have discovered that Del Sol Valley's museum is awful. Like, I cannot express enough how much I hate that build. So that is on the list of places that I do want to renovate. But yeah, I am open to so many more suggestions and ideas, or if there are certain things that you want to see and haven't yet, please do let me know. And in the meantime, I will keep doing apartments like this. I really fell in love with this kitchen. I did not expect to, but I really wanted to make it. I'd gone so modern in so many of my other apartment renovations so far in the series that I really wanted to mix it up and make this one feel a little bit more cozy and maybe a little bit more old-timey too. And this country kitchen stuff worked so well. And yeah, I just really loved being able to kind of experiment with all of this, try maybe some new styles that I hadn't yet. And I think the blue with the black and white just had such a nice, it is such a nice vibe to it. I want to cook in this kitchen. I want to hang out in this kitchen. And I hope you like it as much as I do. I also threw in some cream colored appliances. I thought that would be a nice touch as well. And I think I eventually put a kitchen island in there with a few more seats, but I think for now I move on to another room. I liked this diagonal hallway as well with those kind of like wooden plank type walls to section off the kitchen and dining. And then I also had a lot of fun making this like design wall with all sorts of clutter up on top of it. So if you couldn't tell by now, this apartment does have children in it as well, and I really wanted to set it up a little bit more as like a family vibe. A lot of times in my past renovations, I have made them just kind of feel like upscale, very clean, very put together, and not necessarily like a great like place for kids to live. And so I really wanted this to be a much more cozy, kid-friendly, welcoming home. So I definitely aimed for that when I worked on this. Here I am kind of just trying to figure out how to cover up that plaque on the wall. So this is the apartment is considered historic, and so there are these little historic markers all throughout the apartment. And I really wanted to cover it up in the kids' room and just not have that be the focus of this room. So I ended up using these planks, which to me look like blinds. I don't think they function that way, but they look like it, and I think it did a good job of like covering up that little plaque that I really just, it's kind of ugly. But I understand why it's there as well. So I did that, and now I'm kind of just focusing on making each side of the room feel like it is meant for two very different Sims. So it is pretty symmetrical in terms of like there's a bookshelf on the wall and there's some stuff on each bookshelf, desks under the bunk beds, but in my mind each bunk bed and desk area belong to two very different children, twins probably, or siblings very close in age. And this room was actually a ton of fun to work on. I very rarely focus and spend so much time on rooms for children. I usually just throw a whole bunch of stuff in there and call it a day. And so this one, I just tried to take a little bit more time on the room and the space, and I really love how it ended up turning out, and very tempted to have gameplay in this room as well, in this build. So yeah, the wallpaper might be a little bit boring, but I think in terms of the decoration in the room, you can definitely see two different personalities of the two children, and it turned out really nice, I think. But now moving on to the parents' bedroom, I decided to go for a more kind of like retro vibe with the furniture, and this is also something that I haven't really done. I tried to use the bedside table or the dressers as bedside tables, but it just felt way too crowded. So I did end up switching that out, and then we will put a TV in here. Now that Sims can lay in bed and watch TV, I love that I can put this into my builds. I used to do it before that was a gameplay thing, and it was just kind of frustrating because I wanted them so badly to have this feature, and so I'm so excited that we do. Even though I don't do a ton of gameplay, this might actually entice me to do more gameplay. So just placing a little bit of clutter too on the dressers. I really end up doing fairly boring parents' bedrooms most of the time, but almost always they have some sort of bookshelf or reading nook. And with these huge windows, I think it worked really well in this space. I think it looks very cozy, and I would love to sit and read there. So yeah, just kind of set up some relaxation space, got some art on the walls, got some plants, because you can never have too many plants. And yeah, so we are actually kind of getting towards the end of this build already. Sometimes I forget how small these apartments are. But this one I had a lot of fun putting together. I like playing with the angles in the builds. If you know of any shells that also play with angles and stuff, I would love to give them a try and work on those. And yep, so here is where I put in that countertop that I was pretty sure ended up in the kitchen. So there's just a little bit more seating space in there as well. The living room ends up being pretty basic as well. Just some shelves on the wall. Oh no, I play with these here a little bit, and I like how the living room turned out as well. It's not my usual style. I did struggle a little bit with the rug not quite matching up to the center, but I think I eventually swap it out for something that I think makes a little bit more sense. And just tried to bring in some more bright colors, kind of liven up the room. A couple skill building items as well, along with the desk, of course, because you need a computer. And this desk area I'm also super in love with. That art up on the wall above the desk looks amazing. I love the pastel colors. And yeah, I just had so much fun trying to make this build bright and colorful and cozy. and just really open it up a little bit more, because I felt like it was really crowded and compact and kind of boring. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this build as well. Like I said, if you have requests for lots for me to renovate, please do drop those in the comments. I have pretty much everything in The Sims except for the Bust the Dust kit. So I would love your suggestions and requests and recommendations, as well as I would love to hear, if you are enjoying this series, what you think of this build and all of that. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos, and I hope you enjoy them. And with that, I will leave you with these last few screenshots, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye!